When I first started using MATLAB, I just didn't understand the hype. But now I love and use it almost every day. Why? Well, it turns out that the MATLAB iceberg goes a lot deeper than you might think. To explain, let me tell you the story of how I came to love MATLAB. I started using MATLAB in physics class. To me, it seemed like it was just a more complicated version of other programs like Desmos, Python, or even just a calculator. I mean, it can organize, manipulate, and plot data. So it's good for matrix manipulation and nothing more, right? What's the big deal? Well, I spent the entirety of the next summer finding out. While working on my physics research, I needed to model heat flow through walls, and MATLAB turned out to be the perfect way to do it. Every day that summer, I would take the time to explore MATLAB's features to make my model more efficient, and I learned about so many functionalities that made it a lot more useful than I could have possibly imagined. For example, did you know that MATLAB can allow you to create and refine AI and deep learning models, to program hardware, and to design digital twins of physical systems? I sure didn't. And it's all packaged in a single environment with thousands of pages of documentation and videos to support you, some of which I have now had a hand in creating. But don't take it from me. Take it from the people who've been using it a lot longer than I have.
It's just easy to use, and there's a intuition to it. So I've always been a big fan.
How easy it is to do source control. About a year ago or something, I was like, oh, I see you can do it in MATLAB, and it was actually really easy to interface.
MATLAB is easier to use or learn in this case because the array support is built into the core language and is pervasively present.
In the MATLAB doc, I can just go to the deployment section or whatever I'm working on. It gives me at least good hints and starting points for what I need to do to connect them together if it's involves something that's not in MATLAB.
MATLAB is a commercial piece of software that is produced and supplied by a single vendor with actual support for it. So MathWorks is there to support your use of MATLAB and all of its toolboxes.
Critical applications, they really need to be able to trust the software program that they write. And there's any issue, the MathWorks really comes in and help and even fix if there's any issues.
No matter what application I'm doing, I can make it happen. If I need to deploy that or I need to put it on hardware, I need to use it in Python, I can easily do that with a couple clicks.
Even now, I've barely scratched the surface of what MATLAB has to offer. To illustrate this, I made a map of MathWorks products connected to MATLAB. You'll notice that there's a whole second section connected to the web that I didn't even know existed when I was doing my research. If I had known about Simulink or about App Designer, it would have made creating an app to simulate heat flow way easier. Also, this map doesn't even include user-generated content. So that's why I started using MATLAB. I didn't like it because I thought the most it could do was plot vectors. Yet that couldn't be further from the truth. The endless avalanche of content means that you can make whatever you could possibly imagine. And the equally endless documentation means that these dreams are easy to bring into reality. All of this while staying in one unified and cohesive development environment. If this sounds interesting to you, consider giving it a shot. I'm glad I did. You might even have access to it already as part of your university or job. Helpful pages to get you started can be found in the description. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.
Whatever ideas I have, I can just rock and do it fast. So I think that's the reason I always come back to MATLAB.